Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your June 2016 mid-month readings. These are general readings, of course, so they will not apply or resonate the same with everyone who watches. Some of you, it will hit the mark right on, and some of you, it will not. Make sure to check your rising and your moon sign as well. You may find that some months and some readings, your rising and your moon sign may resonate more predictively for you, particularly in different areas of your life. I often, not always, but often find that my sun sign tends to be more predictive in matters of money, business, career, surface public life stuff. I often find that my rising sign hits the mark pretty well for my personal relationships, and my moon sign more for matters of spirituality and my deepest, innermost feelings and fears. So make sure to check your sun, moon, and rising sign as well to get as clear and definitive a picture of the time ahead as possible. I am still using my beloved Gilded Tarot deck, and even though we're focusing more on the last half of the month and the month entire, I will still be using the same 8-card spread with an additional ninth card as your crowning card to represent the general feeling and overall energy of the reading. Thank you to those of you who continue to watch and listen and subscribe to my channel. I love seeing the family grow so quickly on a daily basis. Thank you for all your love, support, and feedback. And as I always say, keep the comments coming, particularly the ones where you're describing how the reading resonates so predictively for you and what's going on with your life. I enjoy reading them so very much, both the ones you put directly on the channel video and the ones that you sometimes send through email. You guys are really good at the feedback. Thank you so much, and don't stop. A special thank you, as I always say, to those of you who keep me so busy with personal one-on-one readings. It is an honor and a pleasure. Thank you for the momentary piece of your life and the trust that you put in me to interpret and intuit the cards for you. And thank you to those of you clients as well, particularly the regular clients who continue to update me with how the readings are always play out so predictively for you and your lives moving forward. The energies of the divine that guide the cards are never wrong. So thank you so much for entrusting me with that. And if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading, you can click on the About sign on my channel's homepage, and that will give you a little more information. Whoop, we have a jumper. And detail about myself, the services I offer, and my contact information. And you can email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I do readings full time, so I'm pretty fast about getting back with you and getting your reading scheduled as quickly as possible. My current turnaround time is anywhere from 1 to 4 or 5 days, but always within a week. So let's get right into this. This reading is for Aries for June 2016 mid-month. Aries. Beautiful fire sign of Aries, the ram. What does the remainder of June hold for you? Aries. Aries, June 2016, mid-month. Aries, June 2016, mid-month. What does the remainder of this beautiful month of June hold for you? Okay. We begin with the Nine of Cups. Great way to start, Aries. Paired with the Two of Cups. My goodness, somebody's cup in love is overflowing. That is followed by the Eight of Swords, paired with the Seven of Cups. What to do, what to do. After that, we have the Ace of Pentacles, followed by the Six of Swords, and the Chariot card paired with the Six of Cups. And from the bottom of the deck, your overall general theme and energy is the Nine of Swords reversed. I do like to see the Nine of Swords in reverse. It means you're overcoming that. So let's just take a quick look, Aries. So let's begin, Aries. I feel like there's kind of two different things going on in your lives. And of course, this is going to play out differently as it always does because there's so many of you watching with so many different diverse backgrounds and stories and things going on in your lives. But I feel like for the majority of you, there's actually at least two things going on in your lives, and it's all about what to do about moving away from one of them as well. So we begin with a fabulous combination. We have the Nine of Cups paired with the Two of Cups. So for a lot of you, around the middle of June 2016, I think I'm actually recording this on the 12th. So around the middle of June 2016, time being fluid, a lot of you are happy, and I think it's pretty much in the sector of your life that deals with love and romance, because it looks like there's other things going on in other aspects of your life too, which you're trying to deal with. But it looks like love and relationships, or your emotional well-being, where you are in an emotional state, perhaps in a partnership with somebody else, is going really, really well because that is represented by the Nine of Cups. Cups is governed by the element of water. So Cups is a suit that's all about the watery, emotional, fluid world of feelings and emotions. The suit of Cups can also represent love and relationships as well, all different kinds of relationships, how we relate to people in the world around us. And the Nine of Cups is a card, it's universally referred to as the yes card, the wish card, the having what you want. It's less of a spiritual card and more of a just emotions being fulfilled, sometimes in a very visceral sort of way in terms of our physical environment as well. You can see on this card, this man is holding up his goblet. And he has so much that not only does he have enough for himself, but he has these other eight goblets all full upright, ready to be shared with friends and family because he has that much abundance. In other cards, I've seen him portrayed as a really flush-cheeked, portly man, implying that he has enough to drink, he has enough to eat, more than enough. His physical surroundings are comfortable. It's a card of abundance and of celebrating and sharing that with family and friends as well. It's a card of, the yes card. So, and because it's attached to that Two of Cups, I really feel like there's something in your life, and I feel like it's connected with either a love and romance partnership or a best friend, someone that you're really close to, or you could transfer those energies in a business relationship. But it's emotionally, in the emotional sector of your life, Aries. You have what you want, or you're just feeling very happy, very emotionally fulfilled. And for a lot of you, this is going to be about love and romance. Not all of you. You can apply these energies if they do apply to other areas of your life or other partnerships. But that Nine of Cups is paired with the Two of Cups, universally referred to as the soulmate card. This card speaks of, in love and romance, it speaks of a connection, a coming together with another person with whom you feel a divine connection, kind of a karmic thread connecting the two of you. It's more than just about physical and chemical attraction of being drawn to somebody else. It's about a meeting of the mind, the heart, the soul, the spirit as well. It's a beautiful card. You can apply these same energies again to business. It could represent finding the perfect job for you, the merging of two companies. At its most fundamental definition, the Two of Cups represents a union, a coming together of two things, whether that's two people, two entities, two companies. It's about a beautiful match, the perfect match, not a perfect relationship between two perfect people because no such thing exists. But for instance, say the Two of Cups could represent finding the perfect job for you, meaning that it was good not just in dollars and cents, but that perhaps it's close to your home. There's not a long commute. There's free parking. You love the place you work. You love the people you work with. It's just a good fit. It's about all the puzzle pieces coming together, a beautiful union. And paired with the Nine of Cups, this is, they're both the suit of cups. So in your emotional space areas, a lot of you, not all of you, of course, but a lot of you are going to be feeling very emotionally fulfilled, content, and again, almost as if your cups are running over. And other people are seeing that. Perhaps you're celebrating and sharing that too. For some of you, June is one of those conventional, traditional months of marriage. Some of you may be getting married, a marriage proposal. You may have had that discussion with your partner, your other person about taking it to another level. You may be merging companies this month. You may have just found your perfect job, the perfect home. There's a coming together areas between you and someone or something else that feels very perfect, and it has you feeling very, very happy. Now, right next to that, we have the Eight of Swords paired with the Seven of Cups. There is kind of a sense of, and again, I feel like while this emotional thing is going on in your life that's going really well and has you feeling really happy, I feel like for a lot of you, there's also something else in your life, a situation in your life. Perhaps this soulmate other person is kind of helping you with, or supporting you as well. There's something else going in your life that feels kind of challenging, difficult. Uh, and I think around the middle of June 2016, you're not quite sure what to do about it. And the middle of the month, you're kind of stuck as to what to do about it. It feels like, and looking from the cards too, and the feeling I get is just wanting to find a way to move away from this, perhaps with this partner, this soulmate. So the Eight of Swords. Swords is governed by the element of air. And so swords is all about that airy kind of realm of ideas, words and ideas, our thoughts, our mental outlook, perspectives, belief systems. It's all about how we think, what goes on up here. It's a very mental and cerebral suit, the suit of swords. The Eight of Swords is a card that represents feeling like you're being held hostage by something, feeling trapped by something. As depicted in this card, you can see that this woman is in the middle of this circle of swords. Now, these swords can represent a variety of conflicting ideas. They can represent one particular issue that you feel stuck in. But if you notice, you can see that the gaps between these swords are plenty wide enough that she could actually just walk right through them. She's on her knees in the middle of this ring of swords, which implies either a victim mentality or a strong feeling of vulnerability, of feeling kind of powerless and stuck. It's a very submissive position being on your knees. She's also bound at the wrist. She has chains wrapped around her wrist. But again, if you look closely, you can see those chains aren't actually connected to anything and nobody's actually holding on to them. With a simple twist of her wrist, those chains could fall off. And she's also blindfolded, which gives a strong sensation of not knowing what to do, not knowing where to turn. The whole scene is one of, again, feeling trapped, feeling held hostage, feeling powerless, not knowing what to do. But it's a bit of an illusionary card, the Eight of Swords, and the Nine of Swords can be too, because it's all about mental stuff. So Aries, it feels like again, it feels like in emotions or in relationship, that's doing really well for you. But there's something else in your life that you're really stressed out about. You want to find a way, I feel, out of it. I'm just getting this feeling, and also reflected by the cards, just of how do I get out of this? It feels like for a lot of you, it's progressed past the point of not even how do I fix it, but just how do I remove myself from it? How do I free myself from it? And this card is that's also what comes with this card, feeling trapped within a situation. But again, it can be kind of trickery and illusionary because it's the suit of swords, which represents ideas. So, and the underlying theme of the Eight of Swords is that regardless of who or what situation put you in this position in the first place, you are the only one that's actually capable of freeing yourself. And you're well able to, because nobody else is holding you hostage but you. It's this mindset or this mental feeling, Aries, that has you feeling trapped, but you're not. You are well able to let these chains fall off your wrists, reach up, take off the blindfold yourself, stand up on your own 2 feet, and walk out of this circle of swords, because you do have the power to free yourself from this. This is a card of feeling like you don't have the power, but it's in your head. It's how you're looking at it. It's not actually reflected in your outer environment. So what is part of why you're feeling trapped and held hostage? That Eight of Swords is paired with the Seven of Cups. Again, that watery emotional suit of feelings and emotions. The Seven of Cups is a card of, this can also be an illusionary card, a distraction card. It's a card of maybe having multiple options, too many options, maybe not being realistic enough in what you're considering to do to separate yourself from this difficult situation or person or situation which involves people, I feel. Um, and this is a card that strongly suggests to pick the option that's the most realistic, the most practical, and best for you in this situation. This can also be a card of everything not always being as perfect as it seems or too good to be true. You can see that on this card there are 7 cups, and each of them is filled with something that promises future potential or future promise in something. But each cup holds something absolutely beautiful and perfect, which of course isn't always reality. So, Aries, if setting aside the emotional relationship arena, and I mean about like your personal intimate relationships, because part of whatever else it is that you're struggling with and trying to remove yourself from or get away from in June 2016 could be involving other people or other relationships. But I think your most intimate relationships, particularly for those of you who are talking about husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, soulmate, it looks like for a lot of you that's doing well. Whatever this other situation is, make sure to not that you're not so desperate to get away with it and feeling so trapped that you just choose the first thing that comes along or choose to remove yourself from it in a way that you may regret later because it just looks really good to start with. You can see each of these cups is holding some fantasy, and some of them might be real and some of them might not be real. So just make sure to be careful about your choices and options for the remainder of June 2016, particularly if it's in response to trying to get away from something that you feel trapped by. Make sure that because I feel like getting away, moving away from it is actually going to be a healthy and happy thing for you. But just be careful about how you choose to do that, what you choose to do, how you choose to move through that process. And part of your feeling stuck, this combination of cards too, can be simply just not knowing, like, how do I get out of this? How do I move myself out of this? Because I really feel like for a lot of you, whatever this struggling, this challenging situation or group of people or something is, for some of you, I'm getting family, family. It's about family. It's gone past the point of being able to fix it yourself. It's just now about how can I remove myself from it? How can I get out of this and keep myself healthy and sane? And it's about not knowing all of these things going through your head. Maybe some of them are kind of fantasy based. I just want to run away. I want to get on a plane and go to Caribbean island or something, which of course you could do. But it's about recognizing that you have the power to free yourself from this, considering what to do and choosing. Again, I feel like a lot of you are just wanting to and going to separate yourself from this situation, move out of this situation. I feel like for a lot of you, it's going to be actually physical, moving away, traveling, separation, moving out of some place. It's just about being smart about how you do it and recognizing that you have the power to do it in the manner that you want to do it in. Now, next to that, we have the Ace of Pentacles paired with the Six of Swords. So the Ace of Pentacles. Now, Pentacles is a suit that's governed by the element of earth. So it's a suit that is all about things in our earthly, tangible, material environment, things we can see and touch and feel. And a lot of times, the suit of Pentacles represents things like tangible things like money, finances, resources, property, house, job, career, things in our tangible earthly material world. You can apply these same energies in the love and romance sector of your life, relationships, spirituality. It's really the suit of pentacles. It's about the tangible results or tangible energies of an investment of time we put or effort we put into something. And aces represent the ones. They represent promise, potential, a new beginning. They represent starting something new, being on a new path, new beginnings. And the Ace of Pentacles would represent a new beginning in a very tangible sort of way. For some of you, this could represent a new home. It could represent taking a trip. I feel like for a lot of you, you are going to be traveling uh, somewhere in the last 2 months of June, or you're going to be making plans to travel. You're going to be making the last couple of weeks of this month is going to be about putting together the plans to travel. And for some of you, for a lot of you, again, I feel like it's not just about getting away. You're actually wanting to move in a way that garners you a new beginning. So you're moving to another home, moving to another residence, traveling, I think a lot of you outside of the country, um, maybe scoping out where to move to, where to live, what to do with the rest of your life. Some of you may be retiring or making plans about retiring, and that includes moving. There's a lot of travel and movement around this, but it's about new beginnings, new paths. And again, I feel like particularly right around the middle of June 2016, maybe the third week or so, you are making plans or running through different options in your mind about how to get out of this situation that you've made the decision you can't fix anymore. It's just about moving on. How do you move on? Because you want to start over again in a completely new place. physically in a new place, because this Ace of Pentacles, again, tangible new beginnings, moving, a new house, a new home, moving to out of the state or to another country to begin, not just necessarily begin a new life, but just move and just to kind of start over again, get away from it. It's all about escaping and peace. You want to get away from the chaos and struggle of where you're at and go to a new place and begin life again, in a place that's not so chaotic and turbulent, and stressful, because that Ace of Pentacles is paired with the Six of Swords, another card about movement and can signify travel. And it's right next to the Six of Cups, too. So the Six of Swords, again, remember the suit of swords is that mental suit. It's all about words, ideas, mindset, outlook, perspective. The Six of Swords is a card that represents the transitional time of going from of sailing away from a time which is troubled, turbulent, chaotic, or just you've been working really hard, a struggle with something, a challenge, a lot of work, and you're going from those energies and that time period into a time period that's more peaceful, more serene, more placid. There's a strong theme of peace and restoration and healing in this card. This card can show up for people who have been through a long illness and they're in the recovery phase, for people who have underwent a very traumatic breakup. They kind of disappeared off the grid for a while and they're in that healing phase. It's a card about, and in other tarot decks, I've actually seen the water behind the boat be very choppy and wavy and turbulent, and the water in front of the boat be very smooth and placid and serene. But and it's a transitional card too. It's troubling times, stable, peaceful, serene times. And this is a card that represents the energy of in between. It's transitional, so it won't last a long time, but it's a positive card because you're moving out of the turbulent, negative, chaotic, challenging energies into a place where you're going to feel more smooth and serene and healing. I'm getting a lot of healing. Whatever this challenge has been for you, Aries, I feel like it's been emotionally and mentally very stressful and a strain for you. You've made the decision that it's not even about fixing it or finding a solution anymore. It's about taking care of yourself and getting away from it so that you can heal, you can mentally and emotionally, and for some of you even physically, because stress takes a toll on our bodies. Get away from it, how to get away from that and move into a new place and a new life where you can have that peace, that restoration, that healing. And I feel like a lot of you are going to be taking somebody with you, or you're going together with someone, because of that Nine of Cups and Two of Cups. I think a lot of you, again, not all of you, because this is just a general reading, but a lot of you, at least with your intimate relationship or your partner, that seems to be going really well. Perhaps they've even been a very good source of support for you during this stressful time. I feel like for a lot of you, whatever this challenge or stress has been, has involved family. And it's just about, how do I get away from this? How do I remove myself from this? Because it's not healthy, it's not working anymore. Now, at or towards the end of June 2016, we have the Chariot card, a powerful major arcana card, Fingers of the Divine, paired with the Six of Cups. The Chariot is a pretty powerful card. It's major arcana, so it does represent, as major arcana cards do, those divine energies, however you define them, God, spirit, the universe, or angels, guides, etc., or like me, all of the above. It represents those divine energies coming in to help, to guide, to orchestrate, sometimes to remove things from our life we're unwilling or unable to remove. The Chariot speaks of, it's a successful card. Again, it's a card that has movement, and travel can be associated with this card too, but it's primarily about the swift, successful forward motion of something. It's about knowing exactly what you want, having a clear picture in your head of where you want to go, and pulling together all the resources and everything you need to propel something forward quickly and successfully. Significant, profound energies attached with major arcana cards. So the driver, the operator of this chariot, has to have a clear idea in his or her head about where she's going so she can drive this chariot there. It's about being assertive. It's about, I think for you, Aries, okay, you've made the decision. I need to get away from this and start over again. or just continue my life in a totally different way that has peace and serenity with it. A lot of you are going to have somebody with you in that, a soulmate, a lot of you. So it's about having a clear idea of what that looks like, and then pulling together everything that you need in order to achieve this swiftly, but in an appropriate way too, because the driver, the operator of this chariot, has to deal with the body of the chariot, the wheels of the chariot, the sphinxes or horses which pull the chariot. These are disparate forces. These are forces that on their own would each want to go off in their own different direction. It's about pulling things together, harnessing them, and making them work in perfect unison and perfect harmony to propel this thing forward and get you where you want to go. It's a very positive card in the upright position. It's a powerful card. It has significant energies. For some of you, again, it's about travel. So wherever you're moving away from this thing, the remainder of June 2016, if you're not actually physically making the move during the next 2 weeks, it's about making the plans, pulling together the resources so that you can execute it when the time comes, you're off and running towards and on this path of peace and healing and restoration away from this. I just get like insanity and chaos in my head. So where is it that you're moving to, or we have, it could be you're going back home, you're moving back to the place of your birth, the roots, your root of origin place. Some of you, to get away may just be, you may not be moving, but you're taking, I feel, an extended vacation. Some of you may be going back to visit parents or going back to the place that you grew up in. I feel like for a lot of you, this is a significant distance from where you are now, either out of state or out of the country, across the body of water. That chariot is paired with the Six of Cups, which is a card of the past, reminiscence and nostalgia. It's about looking back. It can represent, again, travel back to a place you grew up, travel back to see family, friends. Um, it can represent, sometimes in love and romance, it can represent someone from the past coming back. For a very small portion of you, this reading could play out that way in terms of somebody coming back from the past, which was your soulmate. You're finally pulling things together to have a new beginning somewhere else. But I think for the majority of you, where you're actually moving to or traveling to get away from this thing, and for a lot of you, it's going to be a permanent getting away. You may be moving back to the place you grew up in, or a place where you can be closer to family. And it's about putting the details together and making the plans to actually do this, because I feel like when the time comes, Aries, it's going to happen fast. And the remainder of this month is about choosing the direction you want to go in. Okay, being somewhat practical about it, and putting things in motion and in place so when the time comes for you to make this move, it can happen swiftly, successfully, because it's going to be a pretty profound, I think, starting over for you. Strong theme again of restoration, peace, and healing in this moving away from this insanity and chaos, whatever this situation is, Aries. And I feel like for a lot of you, it has something to do with family or family relationships. For others of you, it's just, I mean, it could really be anything, but it's, I feel like it's been playing out for a long time and you're just done. And the remainder of this month is about, okay, I need to take care of myself now. What's the best way for me to do that? Making the plans to get things in motion so that this healing process, you can remove yourself from it and this healing process can begin. It's about making decisions and taking action to move away from this so you can overcome all this negativity you've been in, which is echoed by your crowning card, the card that represents the general energy and feeling and theme over this reading, which is the Nine of Swords in reverse, which is about, again, overcoming a lot of negativity that's mental and emotional. So the Nine of Swords, in the upright position, it represents an extreme amount of mental stress and emotional anxiety, worry, a circular thinking, things going around and around and around in your head. It's a higher echo of this Eight of Swords. Um, Again, I'm getting insanity, but I don't feel like it's coming from you, Aries. I feel like it's just the situation or the people in this situation you've been dealing with. You can see this woman is sitting up in her bed. It's late at night. The moon has risen high in the sky. Everyone else is probably sleeping, but not her, because she's completely focused on whatever the source of the stress, anxiety, and worry is for her. You can see she's sitting up, she's got her arms crossed over in kind of a protective gesture. She's hunched over, extreme stress, anxiety, and worry. You can see, however, that on the windowsill next to her, almost close enough for her to reach out and touch, is this little tiny owl. And regardless of what tarot deck you're looking at, and whether you're looking at the picture as pretty or strange or funny, everything on a tarot card is symbolic of something. Everything has a meaning. I mean, you could spend like 10 hours on one card. So this owl, owls are one of the universal symbols of wisdom and enlightenment. This would represent that there is a solution, an answer, a way out, some kind of grounding factor, because this can also be an illusionary card too. It can be a card of you having things worked up in your head way worse than they actually are reflected in your outer environment. But she can't see or even think of whatever the solution or help or guidance or enlightenment is, because she's completely focused on the source of her stress and anxiety. But enough of that in the upright position. Aries, you got it as your crowning card in the reverse. So again, it's all about overcoming that, this decision to move, to remove yourself from the situation once and for all, to get away from it. It's going to be about overcoming that. And again, for a lot of you, I'm just getting mental stress and anxiety, worry. And I feel like this has been going on for a long, long time. And I'm just getting, I don't know, insanity or mental health issues. Perhaps some of you have been enmeshed or embroiled in a family situation, or closely involved with someone else or a group of other people, something to other people may be dealing with mental health issues. And you've just come to the point where you recognize it's no longer healthy for you to remain in the middle of it, that you can't fix it or them, um, and further, that you just need to remove yourself from it. And the remainder of this month is going to be about which avenue to take to do that, and pulling everything together, making a cohesive and practical plan to do that. um, but very positive, because it's all about overcoming that. It's all about moving towards peace and health and serenity, mentally, emotionally, and physically. And it looks like for a lot of you, you're going to be having somebody with you who's either a soulmate, a close friend, somebody who's been probably a good source of support for you, in that, to begin this new path and this new life together, which is a beautiful thing. So Aries, I hope you've enjoyed this reading. I hope it has brought you some hope and some help and some food for thought, some guidance and insight. It looks like you're going to be overcoming and making plans as to how to move away from this challenging situation that you've been facing. And for those of you for whom this doesn't resonate, well, it doesn't resonate. Make sure to check your rising and your moon sign too. And if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading, which of course would be specific to you and your life and what's going on, please just hit the about sign on my channel's homepage, and you can email me directly. Let me turn this music down. Email me directly at Maggie, the number one, McGuire at gmail.com. I do readings full time, so we can probably schedule a reading for you pretty quickly. And I will see you again in a couple of weeks for the July 2016 general readings. And in between now and then, I hope to have enough time to put out a small short readings for all 12 of the zodiac signs, focused on career, business, and guidance. Just short and just general, but I do love to do business and career readings as well. So if any of you are interested in those, let's hope I have enough time. We can look forward to that as well. So thank you so much for watching, Aries. And as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. And I'll see you shortly. Bye.